We have been in the war from 5 years, and there is no changes. No, the situation getting worse. So if you want to solve the problem, you have to solve it in Syria before thinking of to solve it here in Germany or in Europe or in borders. Because we are human. Because you will be sad when you see a human with dreams, and when you see humans every day dead, because we share these emotions, because we are all human. When I suggested to leave Syria, I was afraid, because I was afraid from the to be arrested from the regime in Syria. They will maybe ask you some questions and maybe arrest you, and maybe sometimes if they want, maybe kill you. When you suffer from a lot of things together, like for example today I can't leave my city because of the war. The next day I can't go to the university because I'm afraid from the shelling, for example. So when you feel that you can't continue your life normally, step by step you will take that decision that I have to leave. I say that the situation there, it's bad, especially for the youngs, and for me, for example, for me and my friends, because in our age, and especially after the graduation from the university, you have to serve in the army, and the army is the army in Syria is not a national army. It fights to the regime's sakes, and they kill the people, and I can't think that one day I can do that. You may be obliged to even carry the weapons and threaten your neighbors and maybe your relatives. You are obliged to do that. You can't say I don't want to do that. Or if you refuse to do the orders, simply you may shot from another soldier. Any moment they can take that decision that I want to kill you, and they can press the trigger and kill you. The problem in Syria started with a revolution from the people, and the force of the revolution was this age from 20 maybe till 30. The people who want to change their lives to be better, who looking for freedom, who looking for fair. My mother thought that we have to leave, and it's still hard to her to take that decision or to advise us to leave and to be far away from her. But it will be better to see us maybe one day dead in front of her eyes. When you see the situation there in Syria like that, you have to be afraid of your soul. I mean, nobody wants to die without reason. Yeah. So the primary reason why I left my country, not that I'm looking for better study or to make life or to be rich. That's not the problem in Syria. The problem that you are threatened with your soul and threaten that you, in any time you may be dead. A lot of friends say that, come on, it's our country, we have to defend our country, we have to defend our principles here in Syria, we are looking for freedom, we have to afford the situation till we reach our target. But day by day, when you live that situation, it's not a place for people, for human to live anymore. In Syria, the situation now, in Syria it's a place to the soldiers to fight, just not to people to live. That was my nightmare, to someday maybe arrested to the end of my life, and to be a prisoner without reasons, just because you are from the opposition to the government and you want to say whatever you want. It's a crime in Syria. I had a lot of friends in Syria, they were killed to reasons like that, because in the Syrian revolution I shared some protests and some demonstrations I were in, and sometimes the soldiers stand in front of us and start fire us, and some of my friends were killed because of that. Sometimes next to me, a lot of times the bullets pass beside me and above me, and even in the university, we were attend the university. You imagine that you are going to the university and the bullets around you, and you see the rockets fall in front of you. I swear, much times we live this situation, even in the university. Airstrikers started to targeting the people and the cities from 2012, and that was the beginning of the period which cannot people live anymore in this situation. The first period they were just the government, they were just maybe arrest the youngs and investigate with them, and it changed step by step. It will be changed to the soldiers shot the people. That was in 2011, and a lot of my friends were dead. I was afraid to go outside because anytime maybe the police secret arrest me, just because they know that I am young and I may share the demonstrations. It will be a danger to be free for them. So it will be better to arrest you, maybe to rest of your life. And my uncle now arrested, he's a prisoner in Syria, and we don't know anything about him. He has been arrested now from 4 years, I think. My uncle, for example, he's agriculture engineer, and he was just graduated, and because he was an activist, it was an extreme crime. They inform his family that he's dead, and we don't know anything about him. And my friend now, we share the same desk in the college. He has been arrested also for 3 years. That was the day of the graduation project presentation. We were so happy, After I think 1 week or 10 days, they arrest him. Even his family don't know anything about him. If he is dead or alive, they don't know. You can't even visit him in the prison. You may be still without food, without medical care. Nobody care about you. They don't treat them like humans. And I see photos for prisoners in Syria. It's really unimaginable that you see someone like a skeleton to being dead slowly. I swear I was afraid to be a prisoner more than to be dead. It started with peace in Syria, without weapons, without anything. It was a demonstrations, and I was sharing them. We were all of us, most of us were students in the universities, and we were dreaming to change our lives to be good. In Syria, you can't talk about anything against the government. So we were dreaming to change our country, and that was a problem for them. You don't have the right to say I want anything. If you want to live, you can live, you can eat, you can drink, and that's your rights. You don't have the right to acquire anything more. And the elections in Syria, always the results 99% for the president's sake. All youngs in Syria had an active role. Most of us, because when the revolution started, 90% from the Syrian people shared the demonstration, because it was 40 years of family ruling. They were controlling the people in a way we don't want to. So it's a pressure of 40 years. When the revolution started, most of Syrian people share it because they feel that's enough. That's the time to change. We are now divided, we are now out of our country. My city is ruined, my dreams is ruined, my family divided, everyone alone. I don't know if I can see them in future, and I am an example for most Syrian families. You don't have choices or options, so you have to do anything to feel safe, at least. And that's what happened. I am now here illegally, and that's what really within 25 years from my age in Syria, I wasn't expecting that I will be a refugee. But suddenly the situation changed. I can't go anywhere with my passport. I don't have solutions. The last solution was to be a refugee. And that's not my choice, finally. That was the destiny choice for me. It's not a normal sacrifice to lose your home and your country and your life. And that was their motto in Syria. The government says against the people, that's our options. Either Bashar al-Assad or we will destroy the country. If you don't want Bashar al-Assad, if you want to change, okay, we will destroy the country, and that's what happened. when I was in Syria, my city was controlled by the government forces. They were also, the situation was so bad. But now it gets worse even with ISIS control. But they are, I think, they are two faces of one coin, ISIS and regime, because they work together against the people. ISIS, for example, don't agree the Syrian revolution targets. Because we are looking for freedom, they don't want freedom. We are looking for rights, they fight the rights. And that's how you must see or you must judge the Syrian people. You mustn't judge them that they are ISIS or that they are terrorists, because we flee. The primary reason to flee was the government and ISIS. The Palmyra people there, they were about 50 or 60,000, but now they are 500 just. All of them flee because every day there's airstrikers, shells, and at the ground there's ISIS. How to live? When we share their demonstrations, our plan was to change the situation to be better, not to be worse. And now it's not worse, it's the worst. Now Syria, the most dangerous country in the world. So I'm regret now. Yes, for sure I'm regret. But I didn't change my mind. For sure, I hate the situation in Syria. Before the revolution, I mean, I can't agree that the government control the life. They are not government. The government, and I think it means people who care about the people's sake, about their people's sake, I think. Mm-hmm. But in Syria, they care about their sakes,